Uganda's children for a better future is necessity. Excuse me. When we invest in children's education, health and protection, we are building a more prosperous, inclusive and stable Uganda. The vision of the Ministry of Education and Sports is to provide quality education, training and sports for all. Over the years, the government has catered for the needs and the interests of learners by putting in place relevant policies and laws. Last year, the Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, who is also the First Lady, put in place the early childhood education and care policy, which caters for all learners from age 0 to age 8. As you are all aware, since 1997, the government has been implementing the Universal Primary Education Program. Starting with the year 2007, the government has been implementing Universal Secondary Education Program, and I'm happy to report that close to 70% of the secondary school age children are now enrolled all over the country. And this has led to a very rapid increase from about 800 learners in 2007 to now over 2 million learners in our secondary schools. I don't want to talk about UPE because, as you are aware, we have attained gender parity under UP program, and close to 95% of all the school-going age children are enrolled in our schools. As Minister of Education and Sports, we have not only focused on equity and access, but we have also focused to ensure that the children in our institutions of learning and schools have access to quality education. According to 2024 primary reading examination, the national pass rate was 92%, with only 8% failing to make it to the next level of education. We look forward to the release of the 2025 PLE and UC results, and we hope that more children will be able to pass. Despite the steady progress we have made in a number of areas, we still have challenges, and I'm happy that the Chabazinga of Busoga is our chief guest today. And one of the challenges is teenage pregnancy, and one of the most affected region is the Busoga region. While we acknowledge all the effort that has been done by the Kingdom and other stakeholders, a lot more is required to address this very serious challenge. It is sad to note that some pupils sat primary living examination while breastfeeding children. A number of girls at secondary school level sat UCE while they were pregnant, while others were breastfeeding. This is unacceptable, and this is a challenge in our midst that we need to address. Under the fourth National Development Plan, the government continues to commit itself to ensure that we enhance human capital development along the entire life cycle. That's why we are planning for the education of all children right from zero up to when the children are mature and are able to survive on their own. And therefore, in this regard, the NDP4 has prioritized education, health skills, and the protection from early childhood through adolescence and beyond. And NDP4 aims to ensure that there's cost-effective solutions to deliver and consolidate the gains in the social services sector, especially health and education, to make sure that all Ugandans have access to quality services. As my colleague from Ministry of Gender has already stated, about half of the population are aged 0 to 14 years. And therefore, we need to provide more services, as this age group is putting a lot of pressure on the existing social services. As I conclude, I want to appeal to all of us here that one, we need to fund and continue to support education. Our growth rate as a country is quite high, and now we have even improved our life expectancy. It is, I think, 65 years, and yet we have a number of younger people to support. So we need an empowered younger population to be able to address the challenges and also participate in the development of this country. The Ministry of Education and Sports, through the Education Management Information System, which is a robust system, will be able to track to ensure that all children who are enrolled in our schools are retained, and we shall address the challenges of re-entry and the dropout, especially for the vulnerable groups, namely the teenage mothers. That's why we allow them to sit exams, and that's why we also continue to support them to ensure that they are not left behind. We shall also continue to invest in the quality of education, especially foundational literacy and numeracy, to ensure that even those who are not able to make it up to the end of our education system, at least they are able to acquire the basic competencies that will enable them to survive. I want to thank UNICEF and other partners for putting resources together to organize this very important event. The World Children's Day is not just a day of celebration, it is a call for action. Our children are not passive beneficiaries of development. They are supposed to be active stakeholders in Uganda's future. That's why I said, our children, our future. By aligning our efforts with the strategic vision of NDP4 and other documents, we can ensure that every child, regardless of their background, gender, or circumstances, have the opportunity to grow, learn, and contribute to the development of this country. Let us commit as government, civil society organizations, development partners, parents, teachers, younger people, to invest boldly, protect fiercely, and teach relentlessly, so that every Ugandan child can fulfill their dreams and promise. Dr. Kedwes Tuyagenda, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports, for God and my country. Thank you very much.
If I am to take a stand, I would strongly believe that the government of Uganda has done its level best to keep children in school. I have benefited from it, plus 6,000 more of my fellow students in my school. We all have 70%. It's really great. And I believe that that remaining 30% won't be a challenge at all. Thank you very much, Dr. Cleophas, for that speech. At this moment, Allow me to welcome Brightway Primary School, Bulenga, for some entertainment.